Crunch Time
with Ryan Kordziel.
It's Crunch Time.
What a game! Unbelievable! What a game!
This is Kordziel Krunch
with Ryan Kordziel.
Hello and welcome to Kordziel Krunch. Boxing has had its fair share of incredible matches and iconic names, but there were perhaps no more anticipated fights than the three held between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. The matches captivated the sports world and were some of the most talked about moments of the 1970s. On October 1st, 1975, Ali and Frazier faced off for the final time. Just 4 years earlier, Frazier had handed Ali his first professional loss, but in the rematch, Ali defeated Frazier by unanimous decision in a 12-round battle. Needless to say, the world was eager for what was sure to be a thrilling match.
Introducing, in the blue corner, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, the challenger and former heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier. In the red corner, from Louisville, Kentucky, USA, the heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali.
The 10 a.m. fight time was considered detrimental to Ali and Frazier, with the temperatures in the arena estimated to have reached over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. But as the fight began, Ali clearly had the upper hand. Frazier struggled early on, having trouble dodging Ali's punches, and as a result, lost the first 2 rounds. By the third round, Ali began to use his rope-a-dope strategy, which involved him resting on the ropes of the ring while being hit, allowing Ali to conserve energy while being hit, and using his energy to fight back harder when Frazier was out of energy from his attack. But Frazier was not slowing down this time, and landed some of his best punches in the third round. Because of Frazier's elbow problems, including arthritis, Ali's rope-a-dope strategy was actually hurting him, as it allowed Frazier to be closer to Ali and not have to extend his elbow as far. By the 5th round, it was clear that Ali's rope-a-dope strategy was hurting him.
Good punches by Frazier now as he's got Ali on the rope. Ali with the rope-a-dope. Replica of Ali and Foreman last year.
Frazier's timing was improving as he dodged many of Ali's hits and landed a few key punches to his head. Because Ali was forced to defend himself more than he was used to, he was becoming more vulnerable to Frazier's left hook punch, which was his greatest asset. When the 6th round began, Frazier nailed Ali in the face, sending him flying into the ropes behind him, and followed that with another shot to the head, but remained able to fight. Years later, sports reporter Jerry Eisenberg would say that for most fighters, these attacks would have essentially ended the fight. By round 8, Ali was abandoning his rope-a-dope strategy and was starting to best Frazier in the opening minutes of the round. But in the round's final minute, the weary Ali began to lean against the ropes again, and Frazier landed several punches to his head. When the 9th round ended, Ali told his trainer it was the closest he had ever been to dying. Before the 12th round, Eddie Futch, Frazier's trainer, aware of Frazier's worsening eyesight, told him to abandon his bobbing style of fighting and stand upright. This backfired, and Ali landed more and more punches to Frazier's head. Because of the 100-degree heat in the arena, it was nearly impossible to provide Frazier with ice for his eye, and his fighting suffered. By round 13, his eyesight was almost gone. In the 13th round, Ali landed 2 fatal punches to Frazier's head, and by round 14, Ali was landing harder punches on him. After 14 rounds and 67 minutes of fighting, the fight was called in favor of Muhammad Ali.
That was the biggest round of the fight for anybody. Frazier Was within a punch or two of going down. The doctor comes up and looks at Frazier. I think it's going to be over. It's all over.
I was right there. I was a water boy in the corner at the time. Mr. Futch was Eddie Futch was my father's trainer at the time, and he had said to my father prior to going out to the 14th round, he said, Joe, if you don't look good in this 14th round, I'm going to stop the fight. He went out for the 14th round. He didn't look that well because Pop had cataracts in his left eye, and Ali had just about swollen his right eye shut. And Mr. Futch, when he came back and sat on the stool, Mr. Futch said, Joe, I'm stopping the fight. My father stood up and said, no, Eddie, no, don't stop it, don't stop it.
The Thrilla in Manila is considered to be one of the greatest fights in boxing history, and Muhammad Ali's hard-fought victory was the second against Frazier in his career, giving him a 2-1 record against him. The fight was watched by a record 1 billion viewers worldwide, including pay-per-view, the first time ever that a fight was broadcast on pay-per-view television, a standard practice today. That'll wrap up this episode of Kordziel Krunch. Join me next week when I take a look at another iconic moment in sports history. For Kordziel Krunch, I'm Ryan Kordziel. Thanks for listening.
Kordziel Krunch.
With Ryan Kordziel.
Ryan Kordziel. Crunch time.